When going back and looking at the anime greats, one series sticks out as the forgotten child. Despite being a part of the big three, Bleach has always seemed like a tier below the others. But why did Bleach never reach the heights that the other anime around it did? In today's video, I will discuss why. This is my case study on the rise and fall of Bleach. Before we discuss the fall of Bleach, we gotta touch the rise of it. And honestly, we could look no further than the power system. It's a proven fact that a cool character plus swords will always bring attention to the show. So how about a series where they have not only cool swords, but then forms to go along with it? When you throw all that into a pot, you get a cool power system. From like a frozen ice dragon to a billion microscopic blades, anything you could have ever wanted is in Bleach. Each Zanpakuto is unique to the character, and because of this, it gave the audience a view into the character's psyche. Sometimes the Shikai and Bankai follow the same theme, like, the ice, or we have like, blades. And sometimes they went from stealth weapons to a rocket launcher. But the thing is, to be one of the greats, you need more than just an interesting power system. A power system needs to be incorporated well enough for that to matter. And this is most done in battles. And let me be honest with you, when it comes to battles, Bleach has some of the most iconic and great fights in shonen. We have when Ichigo used Bankai against Byakuya for the first time, or Shinsui versus Coyote Stark, and of course we have Aizen versus the entire Soul Society. People still reference some of these Bleach fights a whole decade later. But as good as the Bleach fights are, there's one fight that stands above the others. Ichigo versus Aizen. The Ichigo versus Aizen fight is the culmination of what I would consider the rise of Bleach. It had the entire anime community in awe. Like, I remember when this dropped, it was like monumental. Like, if you were watching Naruto back in that time, when Naruto and Sasuke fought for the last time, everyone was watching, and it was a very, very similar thing. There was so much buildup involved, from Ichigo learning about his true Bankai, his development as a character, and Aizen's whole character involving him eventually being defeated. The fight had everything. Like, there was really no missing piece for this fight. We had obviously amazing action. We had cool power-ups. The main character was in his bag. We get to see Ichigo act like he ain't never acted like this before. We got to see iconic lines and iconic moments. The fight wrapped up so perfectly that there's a percentage of fans who stopped watching the series just because it was so perfect. But more on that a little bit later. The thing is, Bleach wasn't just a meathead anime. Like, there was a lot more than just action. A big thing that Bleach had was some of the best characters that we've ever seen. Grimmjow, Aizen, Ukiura, Urahara, Kenpachi, and Hollow Ichigo are some of the most beloved characters in anime. These characters all had really, really unique roles and kind of served to do different things for Ichigo in the story. So Grimmjow and Kenpachi were kind of the headstrong rivals that push Ichigo. Ukiura was this insane roadblock that Ichigo couldn't get past until he reached a new level of power. Urahara was Ichigo's genius teacher. He was also the man of a million plans. And Hollow Ichigo was the source of Ichigo's power. One thing that I liked that he did was he always went out of his way to show Ichigo how there was more room to grow. But if you guys are paying attention, I left one person out of that list that I mentioned earlier. That's because that guy needs his own standalone description. The former captain of the 5th Division in the Gotei 13 and the primary antagonist of Bleach is Sosuke Aizen. Aizen was the perfect villain. He literally, first of all, bro literally stopped the main character's theme song. We've never seen that. Like, that's not something that people can just do. Aizen was the mastermind of the first half of Bleach. And honestly, we find out a lot later, but he made Ichigo the character that he is. He is a transcendent villain. And for those that don't understand what that means, a transcendent villain is a character that can be discussed irrespective of the anime. So if you were watching Bleach during that time, or even, around during the time, you know all about the Aizen meme, right? You knew about the meme that took the anime airwaves back in the day. Like, that whole meme, that made Aizen a transcendent character. Like, people knew about Aizen without even watching the series of Bleach. Bro was the definition of cool, calm, and collected. I don't even like using the word aura, but he had aura. We have to be honest. He's like the perfect face of Bleach's rise. But even excluding the characters, like, there was a lot more to love of Bleach. Even aesthetically, Bleach is probably one of the best out. Bleach's art style, I've always said, it was some of the best of its era. And honestly, in my opinion, easily the best animation of the big three, which obviously I grew up with. And even when Bleach came back, we saw Bleach's animation was still hard. So Bleach's art style and animation have always been top notch. And then the thing with Bleach's music we have to talk about as well. Bleach's music always went out of its way to convey emotion very, very well. And when Bleach wanted you to feel a certain emotion, they were going to do it masterfully. The question is, if Bleach had all these things, why isn't it more respected and beloved among the new gen anime fans? Honestly, the fall of Bleach is widely believed to be after the fated fight between Ichigo and Aizen. We had reached the climax where Ichigo surpassed his peers and defeated Aizen at the expense of his Soul Reaper powers. And honestly, the next arc is when a lot of people lost interest in Bleach. This is not even like a video thing. This is me speaking from my opinion, because I was watching Bleach during this time, and I lost a lot of interest after Ichigo beat Aizen. Like, with the Ichigo versus Aizen, that last battle, there was a finality to it all, right? The series antagonist had been defeated, and the hero had left his fighting days behind him. By all accounts, Bleach should have ended there. A lot of people, like I spoke about, stopped watching and reading Bleach because even though they knew it wasn't ending, it felt like Bleach should be over. But it didn't end. The next arc was the Lost Substitute Shinigami arc, which followed the Aizen arc, and it introduced us a cast of bland and uninteresting characters. Gone were the characters like Aizen or Ukiyoda that were introduced. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember the names of a lot of those main villains. Even the plot of the main villain paled in comparison to Aizen's plan that we saw years ago. Like, the whole Fullbring power system was kind of cool. It didn't move the audience like Holification had. Funny enough, Bleach arguably fell and I think rose again, because the next arc after that was the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, and that promised to be everything fans wanted and more. It gave us a lot of the Bankais we were anxiously looking for, like Unohara, Yamamoto, Shinsui, and Urahara. And we found out that Holo Ichigo was Zangetsu, and the Go Kenpachi got a Shikai and a Bankai. But the thing is, despite how great that arc was, there was more falls to come. Unfortunately, Bleach joined the list of great series to fall into the shonen final villain problem. In an attempt to make the final villain live up to the hype, Kubo made your watch too strong. So, when he was ultimately defeated, not only was it unsatisfying, but it just didn't really make a lot of sense. And this probably goes into Bleach's biggest problem and a huge reason why Bleach quote unquote fell off. And that's the rushed ending. Due to Kubo's poor mental and physical health, he didn't get to finish Bleach the way he wanted to. He had to cut years off of potential Bleach content. And this is kind of evident towards the end of the series, from when you see how your watch was wrapped up to the last chapter of Bleach, and even a lot of Soul Reaper Bankais that we didn't get to see until the light novels. Because of the way Bleach had to wrap up, a lot of the payoffs that we were waiting for didn't get concluded in the proper way. And even the whole thing with your watch, it was like your watch was this crazy villain where he could see the future, and because of that he was like, oh well, Ichigo, your Bankai could have defeated me, but because I saw that it could have defeated me, I went in the past and destroyed it. Because you have things like that, when your watch was ultimately defeated, it just didn't make any sense. The thing with Bleach is, unlike Tokyo Revengers and Death Note, there's actually light at the end of the tunnel. The Bleach anime actually returned, which is crazy because most anime don't return. Shadow Reborn, but that, I don't know if it's coming back. Stuff like that doesn't normally happen for the anime community. And with Kubo being a part of the production of the Bleach anime, he got a chance to add a lot of content that he didn't get to do for the manga. And from the looks of it, I'm not gonna lie, the anime might be returning Bleach to its former glory. But with it being a decade since the Ichigo and Aizen fight concluded, and considering it a lower tier anime, it might be too late. Let me know what you guys think down below. Like, let me know if you think that Bleach actually didn't fall, if it was always the consistent type of series, and let me know honestly if after the 1,000-Year Blood War arc came back, if Bleach is back up to where it used to be, like back contending with the big three. Let me know what you guys think down below. But I'm out, so peace.